Chances are, if you clicked on this video, either you've been trying to get up the will to read Berserk, or maybe you're tired of opening Twitter to a million Chainsaw Man and Jujutsu Kaisen spoilers, or maybe you just really hate talking to women. Like, we're not scared of talking to women or anything, but you say, I like manga, and women leave you the fuck alone. It's like you toss them a hot potato or some shit. Anyways, whatever the case may be, if you clicked on this video, you're probably trying to get into some manga. And manga is kind of one of those scary words. It scares people off because it sounds super nerdy. But look at me. Look at these muscles. Look at this. Look at this, okay? You can be a manga fan without being an inbred, toenail-growing loser, okay? Today I'm going to tell you why I think every anime fan should read manga and how you should do it. Let's get into it. Now, if you've never watched anime before, I wouldn't just jump straight into raw dogging the manga because it's just a harder to enjoy experience, I think. I made a video about a year ago describing how to watch anime. I recommend you check that out if you've never watched anime before, but for most people, I assume you're good, so you can just keep watching. The first reason I think every anime fan should be up to date on their manga is to avoid spoilers, right? Like, if you're passionate about a particular anime, the spoiler culture has gotten so bad these days, I guarantee you're gonna get spoiled if you engage with the community at all, right? Like, if you're not part of like any community or discussion group, then it's fine. But for me, I can't open Twitter without getting bombarded with Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen. Attack on Titan's a bit old, but back when, that was a thing, you couldn't engage with those things unless you read the manga, because otherwise you're just seeing a million, just screenshots of the panels from the manga, and you're like, what the fuck? This character dies? Every hardcore anime fan needs to be up to date on the anime they care about. The second reason I think every anime fan worth their salt needs to be reading the manga is to avoid the deadly slow pacing that most of these big shonen classics follow, right? And I'm talking about like your One Pieces, your Dragon Ball Zs, your Narutos, any of these old shonens that you're probably eventually going to watch. They run for hundreds, maybe thousands of episodes sometimes, and let's be real, ain't nobody got time to be sitting around watching Luffy jack himself off on some island somewhere for, however many episodes while he's, powering up. It's like, just move through it, and spoiler fucking alert, I have ADD. If you can't tell by me waving my hands around like a crazy person, but most people I know don't have days of their life to sit around going through One Piece. Read the manga, it's much faster. The third reason is probably the most important reason why you should read manga, and it's that a lot of stories will never be fully realized as an anime. How many times have you been watching an anime that you thought was incredible, you get to the end of it, and you look it up only to realize it's never going to be renewed for a second season? The good news is most anime, like 90% of anime, is based off of a manga, so you can go in and finish it. There's a whole other set of stories, I call them the sign-in classics, which are going to be your big stories like Berserk, Vagabond, Gantz, to name a few, that are just too violent or just not profitable enough to really warrant a fully fledged adaptation. You can read the manga and enjoy these stories, and they're incredible stories. So y'all need to grow a pair, squeeze your nuts, get some testosterone in your body, and read the fucking manga, because it's not that bad. Reason 4, and this is my personal favorite reason, is that you get to mog on anime-only watchers, right? Let me show you what I mean. Imagine, for instance, you're sitting around and you hear two people talking about an anime that you really enjoy. They're talking about Jujutsu Kaisen, let's say, right? You can walk up to their conversation and just state, yo, I read the manga. And what that's going to do, it instantly asserts that you're a harder core fan than the other two people just because you've read the manga, right? What you then do, you keep listening to the conversation, you throw in some opinions, And then what you do is you use these words, right? These exact words in the manga. And then draw a comparison between the manga and the anime. This is gonna just blow their minds because they don't understand what the manga is like. You could pull shit out of your ass if you wanted to. And they're not gonna know. They're gonna believe you, right? They're not gonna respect you, but they're gonna believe you and they're gonna think, holy shit, this guy's a nerd. He's a bigger fan than me, you know? Finally, what you need to do, you drop a spoiler. You say, oh, you know, did you hear that gets cut in two in chapter 248? And they're gonna like be shitting their pants because they just got spoiled. They have no fucking idea. Well, actually, that's a lie because everybody's spoiled on Jujutsu Kaisen these days. Everybody has a fucking clue that gets cut in half in the new whatever. But, you know, it is what it is, right? And then you walk off like an asshole, but they respect the fuck out of you for being a hardcore fan. You can be a hardcore fan than any anime-only watcher. So I'm sure by now you're perfectly convinced to start reading manga. You know, you're chomping at the bit, you're rearing to go, and you're probably wondering, well, where do I start? Because here's the other thing about a manga, right? There's a lot of manga out there, and a lot of it never gets adapted into anime, frankly, because it's shit, right? So what I recommend you do, start with one of the big seinen three, and that's gonna be your Vagabond, your Berserk, and your Uzumaki by Junji Ito, right? Those three are amazing in art style, in story, in composition. They're truly masterpieces, right? Additionally, if you don't want to jump straight into one of those, I would just find one of the anime you enjoyed that ended early or didn't, you know, run to completion, like, you know, Domestic Girlfriend or Prison School. Don't fucking read those. But, you know, one of those anime that just ends a bit early, and, you know, watch it out. Finish that story. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this video, and I really hope you enjoy watching some manga. Thank you so much for watching. Please give me a like and a subscribe, you know, if you like my cute face and you think I have good content. And, yeah. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.